Behind me is this Budapest chain bridge and the Margaret Bridge and the palace. It's a city full of memories. And today what we are discussing, the Q&A in Hypnosis reconnection is about memory. Recently I saw a client. She is in her early 30s and she works as a social worker herself, and so she does know the value of subconscious memories. And as a fact, she told me that she didn't remember much of her memory between age 9 to 14. It was through the work. One day, because she's a social worker, she works in the field, she would witness a lot of violences, and it's the violence at her work one day that triggered a certain emotional outburst, and that connected with her years of depression, anxiety, and neck shoulder pain that she wouldn't have any clue why, and the doctors couldn't have any clue why either, and connected with the fact that she doesn't have memory between 9 and 14, and she decided that was time to come to see me, a hypnotherapist, for memory recall basically. So what happened when she was 9 was that her father had a work accident and he had to be restrained at home, and her mother became the main caregiver. And I think, according to what she told me, that her father became psychologically ill, and he would verbally insult and emotionally abuse his mother, and she remembered that part. But for her, she doesn't have much memory about all of those years. And at the age of 14, her parents divorced, and then she had her memory back. So her question for me, for herself, was, did the abuse also happen to her to the degree, to the degree that she wouldn't even remember? So when we had our intake, I asked her many questions, the background questions, and then I said to her, now it's your turn. So she asked me 2 questions. Are the subconscious memories real or not real? Is it safe to have a regression? So to answer the question number 1 to her, how we remember things affect our emotions. The conscious mind gives what's real, what's not real very much importance, but memory recalls themselves are very subjective. For example, 2 sisters or brothers, 2 siblings, they can go through exactly the same event, and when they come back, and they would tell 2 different stories. It is through the stories we tell sometimes we have traumatic experience, and therefore through this subjective memory recall we can create a healing state. So to answer her question, is it safe to have a regression? Oh, well, of course there's no need for us to have a re-traumatizing through regression to memory recall. It's not about that. Therefore, seeking a professional service might be a good idea, because a skilled helper knows how to move through a certain memory recall. For example, we can float above. We can go to a resourceful state, a safe place. We can do progressive desensitization. So back to my client. It was a very complicated story that I won't go to detail here. And the full memory did come back to her, and it made perfect sense to her. But how we reached the memory was a very interesting journey. At the beginning, when we first went to the regression, the landing place was a place with trees, a pond, a tree house, flowers. It's a garden. And I had no idea, of course, what that place is. So I asked my client the question, how do you feel here? And her answer is very calm. And since it's a very calm place, that's set the foundation for our work. Very brilliantly, her subconscious mind did that. And so then I asked her, look at your body. You are there in this garden. How old are you? And her answer was 9. And of course, that's exactly the age when she claimed that she lost her memory, and when her father went immobile. And then she said to me, she said, I just want to stay here a little longer. And of course, as a therapist, I encouraged her. I said, of course you stay as long as you want to stay here, because some other place might not be as calm. And when I said that, she started to cry. And then she said, I just want to escape. Escape what? I asked her. Escape the anger from my father. Where's your father? Oh, in the house behind me. Then I realized that her subconscious mind first took us to the backyard of the house. Very brilliant, because that's the place we could always go back to through our work, the regression work. So instead of creating another safe place, I could always bring her back to that garden that her subconscious mind presented to us. So the regression itself brought out much clarity to my client, and it was also quite helpful that when she was in that living room with her father was watching TV. Somehow it just came to me that we could get a little details that she could verify later if she chose to. So I asked that little girl, 9-year-old, some little detailed questions about something in this room, and she described to me the little sticker on the remote control for the TV. So that piece of memory that she wouldn't never have consciously. And so when she described to me in detail, and I told her later she could ask her mother if her mother would verify that, and which her mother did. And but for our therapeutic work, it's not really necessary. Anyway, my client left feeling much lighter, and she said she was very glad she came to see me, and I told her I was very glad she came to see me too, and she felt much lighter in her body.